Hi guys, so today I am cooking a roast, well, two London broils for Father's Day, so I figured I'd record it. So first we're going to take this onion. I'm going to put 2 onions. Usually I just do one big onion, but these onions are small. Oops. And we're doing this crock pot life. So let's get into it. Now your cuts on the onion don't have to be small because this is going to cook a couple of hours. So I love onions and garlic. If you don't know, now you know. You know very well. Yeah, I don't know nothing about that. Anyway, so we're cutting. This one we're going to have to take off here. You gotta look at your onion sometimes to see where to remove the shell from. This top layer need to come off. See how small they are? So this is all that you're left with. So we're just gonna cut it in slices and lay it down. Ooh. I have a bad back, if you don't know, so if I sit down, or if in any of my videos you see me leaning over, that's the reason why. And now my eye is tearing, guys. From the onion, I'm gonna take some garlic. We're also gonna use cream of mushroom soup. Roasted garlic, 2 cans because we have 2. Let's get that. Let's get our salt, our onion and garlic powder, and some Tony's, just a little bit. Some of this, some Worcestershire, and I'm gonna put in a little bit of this oxtail seasoning I bought. Alright guys, so I decided to do a voiceover because my kids was just doing the most in the back. You know how kids are. So I am smashing or pressing down, however you want to say it, the garlic. I'm cutting off the little end, taking off the outer skin. It's kind of like how the outside of an onion is the way that I think of it, but it's just one layer. So I just take that off, cut the end off. You can leave it, if you smash it and it breaks up enough, you can leave it like that and put it in. Some of mine did, some of mine didn't, so I just went ahead and chopped it up to put it in there. It's just a rough chop, not anything in particular. Here I am adding a little bit of salt, and I'm adding 1 can of the Campbell's cream of mushroom soup with roasted garlic. I believe it's the low fat, the low fat one. I'm getting more garlic ready so that I can have it ready for the next piece of meat. I was debating on whether I was going to use 2 cans or not, but I went ahead, and later on you'll see that I did end up using 2, and I usually use 1 per roast. So I just said, hey, I'm just going to make it 2. It's just to add more flavor. It's not going to do anything bad to it. So, yeah. And I am using a London broil. I'm not using a chuck roast or anything like that. One of the London broils is really big and one was a little smaller. Here I'm adding in some Worcestershire sauce, if I'm saying that right. So I'm in the background seasoning that with salt, just a little bit of salt. You want to try to well season everything, and I am using Tony's, but be mindful with the Tony's because it does have its own salt in it. And I'm using onion powder. Oh, I knocked over the thing. Didn't even have the onion powder open. That's a shame. But anyway, added onion powder on both sides and garlic powder. And this is oxtail seasoning that I bought. I think it has like onion powder, garlic powder, allspice, celery, and a few other seasonings. And I did add some oregano into the pot, just a little bit. So I'm just layering it up and getting it ready to for the next piece, guys. So here's the steak. I just put the onions, garlic, oregano. That is the cream of mushroom soup, onions, and garlic, and Worcestershire. You know what? We're going to put a little Worcestershire on top. There we go. Alright, so we're going to repeat, and I'm deciding if I'm going to do another cream of mushroom soup. I have another one, but I'm not sure I want to do it. Alright, so we said we're not going to do any Tonys because I did too much. A little of this oxtail seasoning, which is just corn flour, salt, red pepper, thyme, allspice, celery, paprika, garlic, and onion. So even more onion. Onion powder. Garlic powder. Alright guys, so it's seasoned. We're going to put the piece of the onion. I'm going to see if I want some more garlic. I think I'm going to 1, 2, 3, yeah. I'm just going to go ahead and use this whole head of garlic because it's only like 2 pieces left. I have potatoes for later. Let's put a little oregano on top. Okay, there you go. A little Worcestershire. Alright. Alright, so I'll show you the finished product, guys, in a minute. Alright, here you go. The last can. Now, if you have beef stock, great. Pour some in here. I don't have any beef stock, but what I do have is some Goya beef bouillon. I'm going to take 2 of these, which equals 2 cups of beef stock. Do 1 for each roast. Each one is a cup of beef stock. So I'm going to put these in. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so I got them open, guys. I'm going to put them in. Now we're going to add water. So I'm just going to get a cup. I got to wash this bowl out. Cold water, guys. Always cook with cold water. I'm going to pour it right in here. We can add a little more. We don't need to add a lot because it's going to make its own juices from the meat. So I just added maybe about 1/4 or 1/3 of a cup more in this cup. All right. So we're going to put it on low and we're going to cover it. So guys, that's it. We're going to leave this cook for a couple of hours. It's about 10:30. It should be ready around like 5 because I have it on low. I'm going to come back and add in the potatoes. I don't know if I want to do mashed potatoes or if I just want to throw the potatoes in there. Then I'm going to do some Brussels sprouts with corn, peppers, onions, and garlic. I'm deciding if I want to do bacon. I think I am since it's Father's Day. Yeah, so I'll be back when that's happening, guys. See you then. Hi, guys. So I got ready for the day. Took a nap. I did a lot since the last time you saw me. The London broils are cut off and it's just on warm to keep warm for dinner. So I'm going to start preparing the sides. Brussels sprouts with peppers, onions, garlic, potatoes. We're going to have, he wanted mashed potatoes. And I'm going to cut up some mushrooms to throw, and I'm going to saute them, and then I'm going to throw them into the gravy. I didn't want them to cook too long, so that's why I did that. Alright guys, so just stay with your girl. I'm gonna put it in here. And we're gonna chop it up. Alright guys, so here what I'm doing is looking at my phone. But anyway, so here what I'm doing is I'm just cutting up my onions. I was putting my headphones on, sorry, because I was listening to a sermon. I'm getting the bell peppers that I want to use. I was going to add corn into this, but I changed my mind, so I just used the yellow bell pepper and the orange, just a portion of each, and I have a wet paper towel that I'm using to wipe things off. I got these bag of Brussels sprouts from Aldi's. Actually, I got the bell peppers from Aldi's as well. Um, and I'm just cutting the ends off, and then I'm taking out the outer layer of leaves. Some of them have spots on them, so I'm cleaning them, taking all them out. I ended up using 3 bags. My sister really enjoys them, and the last time I cooked only 2 bags, it seemed like it wasn't enough, so I said, hey, let's do 3 bags this time. So I'm just going to continue to cut each bag, cut the bottom off, peel out the outer shells. Some of them are quartered, some are in half, just depending on how big or small it was. Some of them weren't as dense, so those got cut in half as well. So all those play a factor because you want them to try to kind of cook evenly. So yeah. I hope you guys are having a good day. I'm looking at my phone for some reason. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a good day and that you try some of these recipes. I'm using that same wet paper towel to wipe off the mushrooms because you're not supposed to rinse them. You're supposed to use a moist paper towel, wipe off the top to get the dirt and stuff off. So that's what I was doing, just chopping it up. And these are portobello baby mushrooms that I'm using, and I also got those from Aldi's. Not sponsored, but hey. And now I'm just going to cut up some red skin potatoes. I am leaving the potato skin on. A lot of the nutrients are not in there. Later I say all of it. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say a lot of the nutrients are in there. So yeah, guys. Alright guys, so I have prepped everything. Mushrooms, peppers, onions, garlic, Brussels sprouts, and potatoes. Now to go and put everything on so we can eat by 7. And yeah, almost done. Dinner time. Woo-hoo. Alright guys, so I'm in the kitchen. I had the potatoes on. All the time when you're cooking potatoes, you add the water to the potatoes, covering them, and then you cut the eye on. You don't boil the water first. Everything comes to a boil together. When it comes to a boil, you want to add salt. In this pan, I just have butter because I'm going to saute the mushrooms before I put them in with the roast. And in this pan that I'm overflowing, I'm going to be boiling my Brussels sprouts. There we go. I'm going to be boiling my Brussels sprouts. And then I am going to empty them out, drain them. Then I'm going to saute some bacon, put in the onions, the garlic, the peppers. Then I'll add in the Brussels sprouts, and that'll be dinner. So, yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I'll just record what I'm doing so you can see it as we go along. Alright guys, so I just put the mushrooms in this pan that just had the butter in it. I had a clip, but it got lost or whatever, so, but that's all I did in the clip was pour the mushrooms into this pan. And now I'm just letting them cook. I have not added any salt or anything to it. It's just butter and the chopped mushrooms in this pan. That is it. There's nothing else in there. And I'm just going to keep stirring that. Zooming in, letting you get all kind of close-ups and stuff. Now, once they get to the place where I feel like they have cooked good, those are the potatoes, they're just boiling away. Once the mushrooms get to a place where I feel like they're good, right there, I am adding the salt. You don't want to add the salt too soon because it causes them to sweat and they won't turn brown. All right, guys. All right, guys. So as you see, my mushrooms are nice and done. I'm going to add them to my meat. I'll put it back on high just for a few seconds. And look, guys, my water is rapidly boiling, so we're going to heavily salt this. Let me turn the camera around. Heavily salt, because the potatoes, that should be good. We're going to salt this, boiling too, multitasking. That's what chefs do. We're going to take the Brussels sprouts. They're not going to cook long in here. Woo. We're doing this one-handed, guys. We did it. Alright. I might have had a little bit of too much water in it, but that's okay. Alright. Let's get this. I have the milk out so that it's getting a little room temperature for the mashed potatoes. That was just the top falling, guys. Look at that. Mikey, come here and hold this camera for me. Hold the camera for me, like this. Well, I'm going to be done by the time you come. You come to help. Now that we have these potatoes to a rapid boil, we're going to cut them down some. Mikey, you like Brussels sprouts. They're good for you.
How about that?
You eat this.
What is it?
Me.
Huh?
London broil.
I love London broil.
I just said you eat it.
Oh, hold it right here?
Yeah. Alright, so that's all in there. So we're just gonna kind of let it get marinated into the gravy.
I want to see.
And we might add a little cornstarch just to thicken it in a minute. To let that marinate together while we're doing everything else. Alright. Woo, boil over. Let's turn this down. And let's get our strainer. Put a little too much water in there, but it's alright. Gotta wash up a few dishes. Move stuff out the sink. Because I got this grit pot soaking. Alright. Now, we're just gonna barely cook these because we're gonna saute them, but we want them to get a little cooked. So we're gonna let that do its magic. We're gonna cook some bacon in a minute. This is trash. The potatoes are still boiling away. We turned the fire down because we don't want it to overboil. We're gonna move this pan. Let me move this cord, this boil water here. Alright. Let's move this pan here. Move the bacon out the way for a minute. Alright. Lost the spoon. When you start smelling the Brussels sprouts, anything that you boil, once you start smelling it, it's pretty much done, especially if you're going to saute it in butter and garlic and whatever, balsamic vinegar, whatever. So, starting to smell them. And they're going to cook again, guys, remember, in the bacon fat, in the butter, in the olive oil. So we don't want them to be mush. You don't want to cook your vegetables to their mush because then you cook out all the nutrients. I'm going to cut this down to low only because I'm going to use this same pan to fry the bacon and do everything else. No point in, woo guys, dirtying up several dishes. Alright. Leave that there. Alright guys, this pan is going to dry out. Let me get the bacon. And let's get going, guys. Alright guys, so I'm going to get the bacon. I'm going to take about 4 strips of bacon. You do not have to use the bacon. It's Father's Day and he really likes bacon. That's the only reason why I'm using it. But
I want to eat bacon too, Mommy.
alright guys, so here I'm just taking the bacon and I'm cutting it up. You can choose to fry the bacon in slices and then crumble after. I just prefer to chop it up this way and then fry it. It just seems to cook faster for me and it doesn't take as long. So that's just my preference on what I do. But you can fry it again in the strips and then crumble it up and add it into the pot. Alright guys, so this is on low. We're going to turn this up to 5. Spread it out. Get it going. Usually I take it out, but I'm not today. Turn that up, let that get a boil. We have our peppers, onions, and garlic. We have our Brussels sprouts waiting. Need to wash dishes in a minute. I got another strainer, thankfully. My potatoes are almost done.
Smells good.
Thank you. There's the potatoes. Excuse me, Micah.
I don't know what smells good, but I love it.
Thank you. Let's see.
Everything says it is now.
I think that's good. I don't think we need any cornstarch. I didn't add that much water, so it's a little thick. But we'll just let it keep doing that while we're doing other things. It's just blending in the mushroom.
This is the one that I love. This is the thing that I smell.
Okay.
But they're not mashed.
Not yet. They'll be mashed in just a minute. Getting this bacon to fry. We're going to do some fat fry.
Fry. I thought you said fry. Can I try one?
You're not going to like it like this.
Huh?
Alright, so we're straining our potatoes.
Just hold it.
Those are the potatoes. Those are the potatoes. Still working on the bacon. Here is the pan. We're going to pour some of our milk just to get it even a little warmer. I've turned the eye down to 4. Don't worry, you don't want to starch your milk. Alright, let me get a spoon or something to dig out some butter. Okay guys, lots of butter for this mashed potatoes. That should be good. Alright guys, so the bacon is pretty much done. So it gave us some fat. So now we want to take this spoon again and put some butter in there. So let's try this again. Just a nice scoop of butter. Maybe 2. Yeah, 2 scoops. That's about 2 tablespoons of butter.
Mommy, what's that going to be?
For the mashed potatoes. Woo! Look at that smooth. That's from the butter and the bacon fat. All
You
right.
also want this to smoke detector, Mommy.
No, it's not smoke like, it's like steam. It's not like burning and anything. Put all that in there. Hold this, Micah. Put that in there. It didn't smoke up the house. Maybe it did a little bit.
Let's get a little bit of that.
That's okay. I'm gonna let this cook. Then we're gonna add some salt to it, but not a lot of salt because bacon is salty. And we have salted the meat. I'm gonna put some avocado oil just because I don't feel like doing olive oil. You can use olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil.
And Mommy's allergic to something.
I'm not allergic to anything.
How?
Because I'm not. Now we're just gonna let these sweat together for a little bit, and then we're gonna add in the Brussels sprouts. While we're doing that, our milk has boiled. Come to a boil. Look at the milk. We're gonna dump our potatoes in here. If you don't like skin on your potatoes, you can peel them. But the skin on, let me turn this off because you guys probably couldn't hear me. If you don't like skin on your potatoes, you can peel them. All the nutrients though is in the skin. So that's up for you to decide what you want to do.
Hey,
We're going to take out this piece.
Can I eat it?
I don't care. Watch out.
I'm going to get that piece they put in there.
It's hot. Now, we're going to mash the potatoes with our masher. We shouldn't need any more milk, but you never know. So it's better to be prepared than not. And I'm going to continue to mash this off camera because it's hard to do on camera. Alright guys, so we're back to this. It has sweated some. No, Micah, no. We're going to add just a pinch of salt. You can always add more salt, but you can't take it away. So we're going to do that. We're going to add in our Brussels sprouts.
They already got it cooked.
Yeah, but now they're going to get the flavors of the peppers, of the garlic, of the onion, of the bacon, everything. This is now all about marinating this together. I'll show you that when it's done. Alright guys, and if you need, you can add more olive oil, more butter. You don't want a dry pan. You don't want to burn anything. Alright, we're just going to keep doing that and mashing potatoes. And I'll show you everything when it's done, guys. Okay, so the mashed potatoes are smashed or mashed. I add a little sour cream to mine. You don't have to. I tasted them. They needed a little salt. Always taste your food while you're cooking so that you can season as you cook. Alright, guys, I'll be back. Okay, guys, so this is it. Mashed potatoes, Brussels sprouts with bacon, peppers, onions, garlic, butter, and London broils with mushroom and gravy. And that's it, guys. I'll show you a plate when I fix it. Remember, taste your food. You might need more salt. You might need to add some seasonings that you like. Always taste your food, okay? Alright, I'll come back with the finished plate. Alright guys, so here's the finished plate. This is the London broil, mashed potatoes with the gravy, with the mushrooms, the Brussels sprouts. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're about to eat. We'll talk to you later. Deuces. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell to be notified.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell to be notified. Don't forget to
Deuces. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.